In order to stick these two pieces together now, though, what are we going to have to do? We're going to weld them. Here's our welder. It's a pretty decent welder. It's 110 volt. The 220s have a little bit longer duty cycle, and they'll work by placing electricity through this grounding wire to this anode, this wire that has a gas nozzle that envelops the arc with some of this argon gas. It keeps the oxygen away from the weld. Think about what happens when we heat something up to great temperatures. We accelerate all of the chemical processes. So if steel will really rust when exposed to the elements at 72 degrees, at a couple thousand degrees, it will very quickly create slag. It will oxidize. It mixes with oxygen. And so what we'll do is we'll have argon gas envelop the arc, and this bit of wire that comes off of the spool and down the welder is going to be what forms the arc and adds a little bit of material to the weld, but really what we're trying to do is to get the two pieces of metal to fuse together in a molten pool. And when we do this, we'll of course use welding gloves, much stouter versions of what I had on before. And we'll actually hold the tool with both hands, one to run the wire at a particular speed and the other to guide our weld as we make it. Now I'm not going to weld on camera here, but there are a couple of weld types that I want you to be aware of. There are tack welds, flat welds, and fillet welds. So what's the difference? Well, a tack weld is a little bit of a weld in order to keep pieces connected in your assembly before you go doing the finish welds on them. The flat weld is where two of the pieces are butted together and filled with just a weld across the flat surface. On thick metal, this steel might be grooved a little bit or beveled in order to make the weld come out better, because we have to penetrate all the way down through the tubing layer in order to pull those two surfaces together. A fillet weld is spelled like fillet, I know, but it's called a fillet weld, is an inside corner weld. And knowing those terms, again, just like so many things in stagecraft, allows you to communicate about what you're making.